Alright, so let's open up in Photoshop here that UV snapshot that we created. So that was under images, tire side UV, bring that in. And now we have to find a bump map. I mean, you could create your own one, but if you're going on Google Images and search for tire bump map, you're gonna find the on indigorenderer.com the Yoko bump. Yeah. So take that. That's a 4K map. Save that under your source images folder, like I did. And back here in Photoshop, we have to open that bump map, Yoko bump. And let's first go back to that UV snapshot here, and let's bring in some guides. So just hold left mouse button down, and from this point on here, and drop it in. It should automatically snap here to the center of that image here. Take one from the side. Alright, so this should be the center of that image here. And now go to the Yoko bump. Hit Ctrl A to select all, hit Ctrl C to copy, go back to your UV snapshot here and hit Ctrl V to paste that in. And obviously that is way too large. So now hit Ctrl T and scale that down. Hit Shift while you're scaling because of that proportional scale. And scale that down. Okay, let me zoom in on that. And now let's go to that layer here and turn the opacity down a tiny bit so that you can see the snapshot in the background. Scale it down, bring it to the center. Well, I think I scale it just a tiny bit more and then bring it to the center here. I don't want to be too perfect here, but yeah, something like that. Okay, so now let's bring up the opacity. Let's hide that layer, that original layer, or first hit enter to say that the transformations are okay. So now let's add in another layer here, drop that under the bump map and fill that with a black color so that everything in the background is black. So with that done, we are ready to export this out. So save this image as a JPEG. That's what I'm going to do. Put that to the source images folder and I call mine tire side bump map. Save that, say OK. Maximum compression here. Alright, so now I'm switching back to Maya. Go to Hypershade. Create a simple Maya Lambert shader for that. Go in here, say under the attribute editor, bump mapping, bring in a file texture. If you click on that shader here and you hit on the input output graph here. So what I don't want is this place 3D texture projection and bump 3D, so I delete that. Middle mouse, drop that onto the shader into the bump map. There you go. So let's bring in that file, turn off that filter here, and tire side bump map. There you go, there it is. So we have brought that in. So now we have to, if you go here to the bump 2D, the bumped depth, let's put that to a number like 0.03 or something. Okay, so with that, let's drop that onto our tire here. And let's turn on the resolution gate. So I've set my render here to 1K, and I set the I show you that I set the quality settings here to production. So now let's let's take a render. And there you go. So there it is. So it's it's kind of like easy, all the stuff. So if you want to, you can go in here and say, okay, select the tire and smooth that out. So be aware of. Like I said before, this is gonna crank up your this is gonna have a effect on your system. Okay, so let me take another render of that. And there you go. So this is it. I showed you a technique how you can model this, and yeah, there are many ways to create a tire or a tire tread. So this is one way, and obviously it's not the best way because of that high poly count. But what you can do is, instead of smoothing that that whole thing, you can go in there and go back to low poly view. I mean, it's still a lot of geometry here, so that's a fact. But if you go up here under your polygons tab and then go here under normals and say soften edge. So let me open up the render window here and save that image that I just rendered in high poly. So it took on my system 16 seconds to render. So oops. Let's take another render with the low poly version with the smooth edges. So yeah, I mean, there is a difference, but yeah, I can live with that. So whatever you want to do, so you can create your own tire treads, and hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. Goodbye.